Hello to anyone watching this, and this is going to be my guide for Void. It's kind of long overdue, and I recently got 8,000 more by playing it a lot. I did use some other things, but Void was very essential for me getting to that point. And I'm doing it with a very different item build, the Vanguard Radiance, that now has been tried and tested by a lot of different pro players. There's a ton of them who have used it between Loda, Moon Meander, Bulldog. Everyone is starting to test it, which is why I should make my guide now for what I think is essential and the most important parts. Also, so you can have more success when you're testing this on your own. So first of all, I just want to mention this video is not going to have too much graphics. It's just going to be focused on what to do. I'll make one more video explaining sort of more theory behind why the things are the way they are, but this guy is just going to bring you down on how to play this Void. So without further ado, let's talk about itemization. So first thing is, we are safe lane. So items for starting, it's really, really strong, and I think it's the best to just go for Salve, Tango, one Ring of Protection, a Stout Shield. And if you have these items in the beginning, you're going to be extremely hard to harass away. You could go for double Tango, but I think this is the best build to start with. The reason you go for Ring of Protection is because you're going to go into Aquila. This is super important. Aquila, Power Treads, Magic Wand, and Vanguard. These are your core 4 items in the beginning. You do want to buy a Quelling Blade as well, just so you don't miss any last hits. It's a little bit flexible, the build, depending on how easily you think you can secure kills. You can go for the Power Treads earlier if you're not being pressured, because it gives more kill potential, or you can go for Vanguard sooner if you think that you might get killed and ganked. That's completely up to you, but before you start building a Radiance, do not rush a Radiance without building your fighting items first. The reason you build all these items is so you can farm non-stop without being contested, and if they do come down, well, you can just fight them. You're going to be really fat. So once again, the items you want to achieve, and this should be done pretty quickly, like 13 minutes in, you should have all these items at least. And that's Vanguard, Aquila, Magic Wand, Power Treads. From there on, with a Quelling Blade in your inventory as well, you just want to be pushing non-stop. Keep in mind, this is 5 items, so you could have a TP scroll as well, which is very useful. If anyone dives on another lane, you can TP there and just Chronosphere people. But from there, your playstyle should just be very simple. And now, instead of itemization, I want to talk about playstyle. To get to the Radiance, you need to have the right mentality. Sit on your lane, push the tower, and keep doing this. If the enemy switch down like 5 heroes down there, sure, okay, you can back off and say, hey guys, you can push our lanes, everyone is here. But unless they bring at least 4 people, you're probably not gonna die. You're probably not even gonna stop farming. 3 people is not really enough to stop Void. And the reason is, you will max Time Walk. If you do have an extremely easy lane, you could max Bash, as it gives you more kill potential. But maxing out Time Walk, when it's level 4, 6-second cooldown, and with a Vanguard in inventory, as well as a Magic Wand and Aquila's armor, you're not gonna die to anything but 4 people ganking you. So that is the reason. Pressuring towers is your playstyle. And I don't just mean the level 1 tower. Every carry kinda aims to take tier 1 tower. As soon as that tower's down, just start pushing for the next one. Force the enemy to react. This is gonna give your team a lot of space as well, and farming lane creeps non-stop gives you a lot of gold. It really does. If you ever feel scared, you can back down and just take the big camp that's close to the safe lane. Whether you're Radiant or Dire doesn't really matter. But the essential playstyle is that you want to get rid of the tier 2 tower. If you get down the tier 2 tower in a nice pace, then you're looking good for an 18-minute Radiance, possibly, which is an extremely quick timing behind your other items. I think the fastest I've had was 16 minutes, and the slowest that you really want to ever get should be 25 minutes. If you get it later than that, well, then you got shut down really hard, which is understandable, or you just missed too many last hits, which really shouldn't happen as Void. You have so much damage with a Quelling Blade as well. You should never miss last hits if you're not being contested a lot. So, of course, now I mentioned what you should be doing to get through Radiance. What do you do when you have the Radiance? Okay, well this is the most important part of the game. You have just finished farming. um, at this point, you already have a lot of levels, and you should be just good to fight. So wherever you want to go with your team, start taking towers, take Roshan, take objectives. Objective-based gaming starts now, and if the enemy want to try and contest you, well, you will be hard to bring down, and you just fight around time dilation. It's very important in teamfights that you don't use time dilation for a single guy as a mistake, unless it's a Zeus or Invoker. I can understand it. Try and always get really in close and personal in the center and get the time dilation down after, because that's gonna slow a lot of people, but more importantly, it's gonna lower their impact in a team fight. And you're tanky enough to really get yourself to the center of the fight without worrying too much. This is, of course, considering if you have your team with you or not, but if they're around, you should be safe. Also want to mention, don't be scared to single Chronosphere, especially laning phase. If you have your Chronosphere up and you have one support around, the offlaner is very often an easy kill. So just be pretty generous with the way you use it. Even if you're not guaranteed to get a kill, well, maybe you just bash him once and then he's dead. Or maybe you don't even bash him, you just time walk him down. If you're level 7, that's completely doable. You can dive really hard and not even risk dying that easily. And finally, you need to learn which heroes that can be really, really detrimental to this build, and you should not be doing the build blindly every single game, because there are a few heroes that mess with Void pretty hard, especially a safe lane carry Void. I want to mention that AA is probably one of the hardest heroes to play against. You cannot heal when his ulti hits you, so that's going to be very, very tough to play against. Slark is really hard to play against because he keeps stealing your stats, and even if you time walk, you're still lower on stats every time. And his stat steal is gonna mess you up in the end. Void can kill Slark pretty easily though, so it kind of goes both ways, but it's hard. Ursa, same reason. He keeps hitting you, gets more and more stacks on the Fury swipes, and it's gonna be extremely hard to play around him. I think he's easier than Slark, but still hard. OD, definitely a monster. I mean, in this patch, strongest hero in my opinion. And he's terrifying as a Void. He steals your mana, you cannot time walk away. Super important if you do play Void against OD, Magic Wand. Make sure to Magic Wand and time walk whenever he orbs you, and you can get away even if you're low or completely out of mana. But I don't recommend playing Radiance+Vanguard against any of those 3 mentioned carries, the Slark, Ursa, and OD, because it's difficult. It's more easy to play a quick burst damage build like Helm of Dominator, Sanshasha into anything from there, because it's more right-click DPS during one Chronosphere, and that's kind of what you need against these heroes, killing them quickly. My build is better for long, slow, extended fights, and just running the enemy down in the end. So anyone who has a right-click that ramps up is going to be dangerous. Some other heroes that are dangerous for Void in general is just damage over time. So Viper, Venomancer, Doom, Jakiro, these are all terrifying. Just hard to time walk their damage because it's extended over a long period. Other than that, I think Void is pretty much good against everything. I mean, Invoker and Zeus, notoriously, you can just turn those heroes off by time dilation. But I think most heroes in the game struggle against a good Void that's farmed up. From all the games that I've played, you should keep in mind there's a lot of Venge and Sven being played right now. If you play against these heroes, I want to give you a heads up, you can dodge their stuns. Just jump towards the stun whenever they are stunning you. I'm going to say that once more because it's super important. You cannot jump away from it, because then the bolt will follow you or the magic missile will follow you. But if you jump into it, then it's actually not going to do anything. So that is one way you can outplay a Sven or Venge. Same for Wraith King, same for a few other things in the game as well. And just worth keeping in mind. Other than that, I think I covered everything about the build that you need to know to play it. I will make one more video where I explain why I go for these items in particular, because a lot of people just ask, you know, oh, I played the build, I copied your item build, but why do you buy these items? And for those who want to know exactly the reasoning, I'll make an informational video about that as well. Thank you for watching, stay awesome, take care.